5.1 channel 4K Ultra HD AV receiver. Full review and impressions. Let's explore the YAMAHA RX-V385, a 5.1 channel AV receiver that tries to deliver essential home theater features at a more accessible price. In this review, I'll walk through its strengths, limitations, and how it performs in real-world use. From its spec sheet, the RX-V385 offers 70 watts per channel into 820 Hz 20 kHz in its 5 discrete channels. Crutchfield 1, it supports 4 HDMI inputs and 1 HDMI output capable of 4K 60 Hz pass-through and HDR formats, including HDR10, Dolby Vision, and HLG. Yamaha USA 2. The receiver also includes Yamaha's EPOW room calibration system. You use a microphone to analyze your room and tweak settings. B&H Photo Video 3. Bluetooth is built in for streaming from phones or tablets, though there is no Wi-Fi, network streaming, or app-based control over the network. B&H Photo Video 3. When you set it up, the EPOW calibration is fairly straightforward, and it adjusts levels, delay, and summec to help balance the speakers. In my listening tests, the RX-V385 does a decent job driving a modest 5.1 speaker set, small to medium bookshelf surrounds, a modest subwoofer for movies and general use. It handles dialogue, surrounds, and effects cleanly, though you won't get earth-shattering dynamics or ultra-low extension in demanding soundtrack scenes. At moderate volume levels in a typical living room, it produces a satisfying, immersive experience. In terms of video, the receiver passes 4K and HDR beautifully. If you have a 4K Blu-ray player or a modern console, there's no loss in picture quality thanks to its HDMI pass-through. The support for Dolby Vision is a welcome touch at this price. That said, the receiver does not include video scaling, advanced video processing, or any HDMI 2.1 level features such as 4K at 120 Hz or 8K. TheTechholics 4. Several users have noted this limitation, pointing out that it remains a more basic, entry-level unit. Reddit 5. One quirk I observed is that when pushing higher volumes or more dynamic soundtracks, the RX-V385 sometimes shows strain, especially if your speakers are less efficient or have a lower impedance. So, matching it with reasonably efficient speakers helps. Also, because there's no advanced room correction beyond EPOW, you may occasionally find yourself tweaking bass or subwoofer settings manually to get the best leveling in your space. Connectivity is adequate. Along with HDMI and Bluetooth, you get optical and coaxial digital inputs and analog inputs too. But again, no network streaming. USB, aside from a basic front USB for media playback, if supported by firmware, or support for AirPlay or Spotify Connect. Yamaha USA 2. The limitation in HDMI outputs only one might be a bottleneck if your setup requires multiple displays or zones. In everyday use, switching between HDMI sources and Bluetooth is smooth and reliable. The on-screen menus and front display are utilitarian, but get the job done. Setup isn't overwhelming for the average user, though absolute beginners might take some time to understand speaker layouts and calibrations. To sum up, the Yamaha RX-V385 is a solid pick if you want to build a 5.1 home theater on a budget without giving up key modern video features. It gives you real surround sound, room calibration, and 4K HDR pass-through at a more modern